Humidor shop talk. Get ready. Humidor shop talk. Get ready. Humidor shop talk. Sports. Humidor shop talk. Cigars. Humidor shop talk. Get ready. Humidor shop talk. Get ready. Humidor shop talk.
Yo, what's up? What's up? It's your boy, Mr. SmokeFella in the house, man. Sorry, but for the delay, we had some technical difficulties, but we are here. I got my man, Lucky Lefty. He is with me in the lab, aka the Sanctuary. This is what we doing. Like I said last week, we taking the show on the road, hitting the cigar shops, and why not my very own cigar shop, the Sanctuary, baby. This is how we do it. So we about to get it in. Like I said, it's my boy Lucky Lefty. Say what's up to the people, my man.
What up, people? What up? What's going on? We back on location, baby. Smoking, drinking early in the morning.
Man, listen.
Coffee and liquor. You already know how we do.
Before I go on, I gotta say what's up and a happy birthday to my man Pat Face Gould. You know he be on the show from time to time. It's his birthday. Sorry I missed you last night, man, but I was getting a 50th birthday year in order, getting a new tat, as y'all can see. Yeah, I'm tatted up now all on my arm. Yes, sir. So, man, let's get into it, man. Our man KDL, where's Kevin, is part of the episode. So we're going to try to figure out where Kevin is. I know you guys post in the comments where he could be. So let's keep that tradition going. KDL, what's up?
Hey, first of all, everybody, mind your business. How y'all doing this Saturday morning? What is happening? We back on the location trail, so I will be there next week. You know, I'll be there next week. Hey, Pat, happy birthday, man. I'm dragging because of you. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get it, y'all.
Well, if y'all want to know, I got some coffee in my bourbon. Just a splash. Lefty is doing the same. He got himself together over here. KDL.
Good nerve.
I'm sure you're going to wait till later to start getting in because you recouping, so to speak.
Yeah.
Day drinking ain't
for the wine. Lefty was with me, so he don't need to be starting.
Well, those are facts.
Well, this is how we do. How we do it in the cigar shop, as we try to bring you these sports. Sean, we want to get into my kind of town right out the gate. So let's get it.
This is my kind of town. Chicago is my kind of town. Chicago is.
Well, listen, my kind of town, we're going to start off with the Bears. And, you know, the latest news and drama surrounding the draft is our man, draft hopeful Jalen Carter. And the question has been all week, should the Bears draft this cat or should they look past him and look more so at Will Anderson? So if you all don't know, arrest warrant was put out there for Jalen Carter because he was at the scene and possibly allegedly involved in high-speed race that caused the death of one of his teammates. So that's why the question has been. He left the draft combine and had to go.
He came back yesterday.
Yeah, he came back, but
yesterday.
He did leave and he had to answer some questions and all that. So the question is, would you draft this cat? Now, let's see. He hasn't had a history of doing dumb things and nothing. He wasn't stealing crab legs like like your boy
Jameis Winston, baby.
Famous Jameis, but you know, but they did come out and say that he lazy, take plays off and all that. So man, I don't know if this is somebody got a report or something that got an itch and want to bring this cat down, but let's talk about it. Kid, what's your thought? Would you draft this cat?
Well, if he'll lie to the police, he'll lie to you. So you can get over that part now. The dude is a generational talent. And if you don't draft him, somebody else will, and he gonna kill wherever he go. So he was a part of the accident, like he was drag racing and didn't tell the police he was drag racing. He lied, talking about he was down the street or something. So surveillance says you were a part of it. They were ahead of you, they crashed. Unfortunately, people died, right? You lied about that. You had a speeding ticket prior to that. So this is what you do behind cars, like behind the wheel, rather. This is what you do. Bruh, if he's sitting there and you don't draft him, you got a chance to get him or Will Anderson, you gotta draft him, bro. Like college kids do dumb shit. Unfortunately, this ended in someone's life being lost. But if you don't draft him, somebody else will. And if he goes to another team and kill, you're gonna regret not drafting. So, I mean, what you gonna pass over him because of that? Somebody right below you gonna take him.
Well, you got to think about though, like character issues are big. You know what I mean? Like he ain't got the bag yet. You know what I mean? And he already doing crazy stuff. So you got to start projecting, thinking like, okay, once you get paper, are you gonna really act a fool? You know what I'm saying? Like, do I got to worry about this fool speeding down Lakeshore Drive while I'm coming home from work on some bullshit? You know what I mean? But look, we debated last week. That's why I said the two to trade down twice, I wouldn't be mad at. I think it's other players in that are just as good and acquire more picks. I mean, but if he's there, like he wouldn't be the reason I wouldn't trade down twice. But if you trade down to say 7 or 9, wherever Carolina, the Raiders, whatever they're talking about, if you do end up there and he falls there, you got to take him. Like that's just like if he falls like that, I grab him there. But I wouldn't miss the opportunity to add more draft picks just to focus on him. And who knows what's going on with Seattle? And the same with Will Anderson. I like both of them, but they've been talking to this kid Terry Wilson from Texas Tech. He a monster, 6'7", the wingspan. Like they say, this dude. Like he the real deal. You know, Will Anderson, they say is a little undersized, but this dude's the real deal, man. And it also depends on what you're doing free agency. But like I said, the Bears need so much. I would try to get as many.
You need damn near every position.
I would get as many picks as possible.
Okay, so look at it like this with Jalen Cox. Now, I was listening to talk radio while I was rolling in the whip, and they said if somebody was to take him, they was being facetious and saying like it was KC that had a chance to get him. He comes into a locker room with veterans, right?
Right.
So they can strong locker room to keep him right. Coming to the Bears, he don't have that. He's going to be one of the top dogs in their locker room. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that real veteran presence.
Yeah, outside of Eddie Jackson.
Saying, okay, is that something that the Bears got to think about? Because you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I've never heard of him. I've never heard anything about him locker room wise or from anything going on in Georgia. And Georgia, that's a strong program. It's a disciplined program. You rarely hear about people getting in trouble. Like I don't necessarily think he needs a strong locker room. I don't think he's a head case. I don't think he's a head case at all.
Right.
Now, if the taking plays off thing, yeah, that's a little bothersome. But understanding in Eberflus's defense, that three technique is so important. Like it's the key to it. You need that type of dude, there. So
his play ain't the problem. It's what he does when he leaves the football field.
You don't want to end up suspended or bringing a bunch of unnecessary media attention there. So
that's the problem. Look, I told y'all.
You said it yourself though. He don't have a history of doing dumb shit. It's like this one incident happened, and the speeding thing. Okay, dude, he heavy foot. Fuck it, he's a bad driver. You know what I'm saying? Hire you a driver, do whatever. That's an easy fix. But if I'm hearing about him domestic, beating on women, fighting in bars, stuff like that. That's what concerned me more.
Yeah, I can.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing too. And this is what I said last week. I would not have the number 1 pick in the draft. I'm free to do whatever with it. I'm not dropping lower than 4 or 5. I'm not dropping to 7, 8, and 9. I'm not doing that. Because I got the number 1 pick, I'm still gonna get a good player because I got the number 1 pick. So I'm not dropping past 4 or 5. I'm gonna stay in the top 5. I'm gonna get a good player. Not that I don't need anything else, because I need every position. But because I got the number 1 pick, I'm not falling out of that. Man, I'm gonna get one of these cats, Anderson, Carter, somebody.
Yeah, but you're not.
I'm not falling in 7 or 8 gathering picks. This ain't no Danny Ainge type shit. I'm not doing that.
But this ain't the NBA where you only got about 5 or 6 guys that make an impact. It's the NFL, man. It's players throughout that whole first round that
I get it, bro. But your Andersons and your Carters are generational. You don't pass on that. Because you in the top 5, you get one of them. You don't just drop the 7, 8, 9 to skip over 2 generational. You don't do that, bro.
Yeah, nothing about their numbers say they generational. Nothing about their numbers pop like that to me. I looked at both their numbers.
So the cats you talking about dropping again, what about their numbers?
Right, but I'm saying, if I got a chance to get another second round pick, a first round pick next year, maybe a third or fourth round pick this year, and I just drop into 7, you telling me you can't get a generational type talent at 7?
I'm not saying you can't. What I'm saying is you're not going to have the number 1 pick next year, right? You assume you're going to be better. So if you got the number 1 pick this year, you take advantage of that. Don't take number 1. Do not drop past 5. You still get a good player because you have the number 1 pick. You don't just get it up.
Then you might as well stay at 1 and don't trade then.
Now,
if they them dudes, just don't trade it all. Just stay at 1 and take one up.
I got something else for you.
Because think about it. You're gonna get some picks trading the number 1. So you still gonna add picks. Just don't drop down 7, 8, and 9 to gather picks. When you in the top 5 now, you get the best player available, whatever you want to go for. You at least get one of them. You don't bypass any generational player. Let's say they're not. But you don't bypass anybody that's predicted to be great.
Right, because
just to drop down and get picks, man. This ain't no Danny Ainge syndrome. Like we ain't doing.
It's still a risk, though, Kev. So what would you rather have? Would you rather have Jalen Carter, or would you rather have, say, the kid from Texas Tech, Terry Wilson, and the kid from the left tackle from Ohio State, or the kid from Northwestern? If I can get both of them over Jalen Carter, over just taking one Jalen Carter, which route would you go?
But you might get a player by trading the pick also. You got to factor that in. You might not just trade picks. You might get a player out of it from whatever team you trade from.
Right. So think about this. Who picks number 3?
Seattle. That's Denver's pick. They got it from Denver.
Okay. So
Detroit top 5. No, Detroit like 6.
I thought they like 8, something like that.
They could kind of muck this up for the Bears, because they could go ahead and do some trading as well that will take away from what the Bears is trying to do.
Well,
trade backs and all of that. They could come in and put a monkey.
The rumor is Seattle may be looking at quarterback.
That is true.
The rumor is that they talking to the Bears about moving up to 1.
Yeah, that is true.
Because they Geno, I know they're gonna extend him, but I don't think they banking on him to be the future.
Right.
So if they could get Stroud or Bryce Young or Will Levis, whatever, I think they'll take a shot. They'll take a shot.
Where's the Cards at?
6. And I think they 5th or 6th.
Arizona's in there too. Yeah, Arizona's in there.
Oh, they're number 3. That's what I thought.
I thought Seattle was 3.
No,
you're right. Seattle was.
So 6. The Cards got their QB.
Right.
Arizona want a defensive dude.
They're gonna trade.
Right. So
they
now
taking
they want
a
defense win. So now they can go Carter. They can go Anderson. They can go. They can really cause some issues, with the Bears with the move back. Because then they might not get neither one of those cats.
But see, by y'all saying that about Arizona, you making my point. If you trade out of there and you pass on Carter, Arizona gonna snatch him. Right? They ain't gonna trip on nothing.
Arizona need to trade back too. Why you why you tripping? Arizona needs to trade back. They need a lot of help. They talking about
They need
moving
a
on
lot of
from
help.
DeAndre
They probably gonna
Hopkins.
lose Hopkins.
They talking about going younger. They need a lot of help. So I could see them trading back.
They might just blow up.
Yeah.
Arizona, to tell you the truth.
Well, Kyler Murray basically is out for the year. He gonna come back the season, you know. So this is kind of a wash year. They're gonna mess around and lose Hopkins. So it might be a wash year.
They trying to give him away. They want him. They talking about a 3rd or 4th round pick for him. They just want him off the books.
Right.
J.J. Watt retired, so it's pretty much a full rebuild. So it makes sense for Arizona to trade back too. It all depends on what, but the Bears still hold the key to all this.
They do.
Whoever they grant that number 1 pick to, whatever deal they take, that's gonna set the whole draft. And then you're gonna see teams scrambling because you either gonna want Young, Stroud, or Levis. That's only 3. And they said the kid from Florida is moving up too. What's his name? I can't think of his name, but
yeah, they like dude. Richardson.
Richardson. Yeah, Richardson.
Yeah,
so
they like dude.
Right, and so these quarterback thirsty teams, Atlanta. Right now they're saying Atlanta, Carolina, Seattle possibly going to be in the mix for a quarterback. Of course, Houston, Indy. That's one other team. It's like 6 teams. So it's going to be a mess. But the Bears control the draft, man. It is what it is. They control it.
They sitting on the top of the mountain.
Yeah,
they sitting on top of the mountain, and you know everybody talking draft, but they got that bag too. So you cannot discount that.
2 weeks.
And free agency is going to be bananas for the Bears.
Well, I would like Sean to jump in on this. I looked at the free agency class.
I'll be watching.
I looked at the free agency class. I'm not that impressed with it. My thing is don't go in just spending money just to spend it. I would with this free agent class, I would rather them spread that money out. You know, get some not cap friendly, but like some decent deals. I wouldn't blow the bag on.
No,
I don't see nobody in this free agency class I'd blow the bag on.
Y'all gonna overpay for Saquon. Y'all gonna do it. Y'all gonna match this number that the Giants say they're not doing. Y'all gonna do it.
I hope not.
Y'all gonna do it. And now, you know, if offensive lineman is out there in free agency, he's gonna cost whoever he is. Like, say somebody cut somebody in the next 2 weeks, right prior to free agency. That's gonna happen too.
Casualties are happening.
That's gonna happen. Right. Okay. So now you're gonna have an offensive lineman. The Bears know they need an offensive lineman. Are you gonna spend that money? Are you gonna overpay for an offensive lineman?
I don't know if you really have to. Like, for instance, McGlinchey, the right tackle from San Fran, I really like him. I don't think you would have to pay him top dollar. You know what I mean? I don't.
No, he's one you'll have. He's one you'll have to pay top dollar. But I'm okay with it.
The offensive lineman costs money, bro.
Wait, top dollar for a right tackle, but I don't think you'll have to pay him left tackle money.
Right. No. Yeah, I think there's a lot of cap casualties. I'll take McGlinchey. I'll take McGlinchey and put him next to Tevin Jenkins and have a disgustingly nasty right side of the offensive line.
That'd be
all right. They're gonna that would be one hell of an offensive line. But if you can, I say get. My thought was get 2 tackles. All right, get your right and your left tackle. All right, you pay him. You're gonna overpay him. It's free agency. Okay, or if you get a cap casualty, and that's why Ryan Poles is waiting. All right, he's waiting to see like this guy Tyler Lewan. The man that the young man that they let for not young, the guy they let go from Tennessee. He's a cap casualty. Right. All right, he is my guy Junior. Yeah, he said it. I talked about it on my show. Dude, he's nasty. He's with Tennessee. He's familiar with that zone blocking. You're going to overpay for him. Well, now he's a cap casualty. So you might say, hey, look. Well, first of all, he's talking about retirement. That's what when I was reading, that's part of the reason that they let him go. He's part of. He got injured last year. So is he healthy? Is he not? Oh, okay. So, but he's been healthy for the majority of his career since last year. You know, I don't know. Man, if you get him on a 2-year deal, you know what? Give him a 3-year deal, front load it, cut him after 1.5, 2 years. All right. But this gives that you sign him and McGlinchey. This for me, that would be perfect. All right. And then you got Alex Leatherwood. You want that right tackle job? Go fight for it. Braxton Jones, you want the left tackle job that you had last year? Go fight for it. All right. And that's it. Competition, then you're done. All right, grab some later, some offensive linemen later in the draft. All right, but then now you can focus. I say 4 out of your first 5 picks in the draft can be defense. And now the only thing I'm looking for that the only other offensive person in the draft will be a wide receiver. If I get Jackson,
I get a wide receiver.
That would be my only first. If we sign two tackles free agency, 4 of my 5 picks are defense.
What about center? Are you okay with Lucas Patrick?
We don't know. Lucas Patrick played like 6 plays.
Right, exactly.
But they got that dude, John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, the dude from Minnesota, who's supposed to be really, really good, but he's supposed to be like a 3rd round or 4th round. Go get him. All right, hopefully he's there on the board when you're ready. You can draft him and go from there. You know, the one thing that the Bears have to do this year, and I feel, and listening to Ryan Poles, I saw a lot of interviews with various outlets down at the combine. Competition. Every position except for Justin Fields has competition for every position. Yeah. All right. And I wouldn't be surprised. Like, go get go get a Marcus Mariota to back up Justin. Because now you got a quarterback with similar skills. So if Justin gets hurt, all right, your offense doesn't change. Right. You can run exactly the same thing. You just don't have the explosive quarterback. You got a guy who does the same things, just not as well as Justin.
Right. Well, I was listening to Dave Ronstadt. He was talking earlier this week, and he pretty much said the same thing you're saying. He was saying he would want to see them like pay offense in free agency. You know, surround fields, offensive line, maybe a veteran receiver, another tight end, something like that. And then in the draft, go heavy defense. Get some young dogs on defense in the draft. So he was saying same thing you were saying, the focal point in free agency is offense, draft should be defense. And I like that philosophy because I would rather have proven guys around Justin Fields. You know what I mean?
So you're gonna pay for example, you're gonna trade and pay for DeAndre Hopkins already under contract. But you're gonna have to pay for Hopkins.
He only got like 2 more years on that deal. That deal was front loaded, so it's not that's not taking on a heavy. That's not going to hurt the cap taking him on. And for a 3rd or 4th round, hell yeah, I'll take D-Hop. D-Hop, Claypool, Mooney. Come on now.
Well, y'all got to decide to throw the ball to Claypool, number 1. but okay. So you spending money on the offensive lineman. If I got this right, y'all spending money on offensive line, wide receiver. That's where you're going to spend your free agency money.
And possibly
everything else you're going to draft.
Another tight end to match up with Cole Kmet,
yeah. I don't know about
tight end. You could draft that though.
Yeah, but you also got that Ganecki kid from Miami who's going to be a free agent. You can go holler at him.
And the dude from Dallas is a free agent.
Who?
The tight end.
The tight end for Dallas is a free agent.
Yeah, he might require a bag because remember the Bears got to get ready to extend like Kmet, Mooney. Jalen Johnson, they got to get ready to extend those guys. They really
next year though.
Yeah, so you got D-Hop is owed 19.4 this year in 23, and he dropped down to 14.9 in 24. So
we're on topic, sir. That's why I'm commenting. I could give a damn, but this is why I'm commenting, sir. Carry on.
And you can set those contracts to where when it's time to pay Justin Fields, you're not scrambling.
Right, but now check this out.
Fields, you got two more years.
You're still 2 years away from that.
3. Yeah,
right.
you got this is year 3, 4, and 5 you got for Justin because you're going to pick up his 5th year option.
Exactly.
And then you can.
Yeah, you got a minute. You got a little while before you have to pay.
So by the time D-Hop, so if you get Hopkins, by the time his contract's up, it's time to pay Justin. You see where he's going to be older, probably about 33, 34 by then. Probably can re-sign him or let him walk, whatever it is going to be. You develop another young guy, and you got the bag to pay Justin. So it's like you could play with. That's why I'm saying I don't want to see them go out and sign somebody to a 5-year, some ridiculous deal.
A free agent. No, you won't do that.
I don't think nobody in this
they ain't got to do that.
Right.
But
you give a offensive lineman 3 years, all right, and you can cut him after 2. Again, front load it.
Yeah.
Front load so he gets the majority of his money in year 1 and year 2. And he'll know him and his, you have that conversation with his, hey, we'll probably cut you after the second year. Okay, it makes some cap room, whatever. At that particular point, Braxton Jones should be ready to take over if he doesn't take over before. Alex Leatherwood, we'll find out whether he's a true NFL tackle or not, and decide on him at that point, and then we'll let him go. And now you got young guys that you have under contract who are doing well. Plus, they're going to be in a rotation, like the offensive line. People always talk about the offensive line, defensive line. They want a rotation. Well, the offensive line rotates too. Offensive line rotates too. It's just people don't think about it. You just think, oh, well, you want all 5 starting together, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they start the game, but they get tired too, man. They get tired, You know why? Because of the constant rotation of the defensive players. You need offensive linemen. Fresh. Yes. Yeah.
And old linemen get hurt every year. They're in the trenches. The injuries are gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So, hey, I don't think the Bears will use all their cap money in this first year. They'll have money in year 2 to play.
I wouldn't blow it all.
Now, why we got Sean on here? Let me ask you. They were talking about Jalen Johnson, right? They here's the potential to be a lockdown corner, and they said they talking to him about an extension. For me, my issue with him is his health. He hasn't finished a season yet. He has shoulder problems in college, which is why he dropped the way he did. So, what you think about that, Sean? I'm kind of I like him, but the fact that he can't stay on the field, man, is troubling me.
Yeah. So with someone like that, it's crazy because from the organization standpoint, they want to make sure to get the best bang for the buck. From the player standpoint, you want to make sure your shit's guaranteed. All right. So you're definitely looking at this thing from 2 completely different sides. Now, the only thing that it depends if Jalen Johnson, if they continue to not throw to his side, all right, it's going to be a tough argument for the Bears to say, no, you only had 3 pass breakups. He's like, well, I only had 20 passes thrown at me.
Right, exactly.
On my side. So he's going to be able to command that on the open market. If you wanted to, and he's cool with it, it could be a very incentive-laden contract. You play X amount of snaps, X amount of games. Okay, then you get this. Easy to reach. Okay, but obviously not reachable if he gets hurt and misses 3 or 4 or 5 games. You know what I mean? Sure, you miss 1 or 2. It happens. Hell, everybody misses a game or 2 for the most part. We ain't got no more Walter Paytons out there. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's going to miss a game or 2 at some point.
But he hasn't. He literally has not finished a season yet. And then going back to college to show the issues, which is why he dropped. And your lockdown corner, like to me, he needs to be available. So let me ask you a question: if Jalen Ramsey gets cut,
he will.
Do you think about it?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him anymore. He's a little long in the tooth. The guy that I want and that I was reading about that could be a fit because he struggled. His last season, the scheme's a little different now, is Kenny Moore, a young kid from Indianapolis. All right, he's played under Eberflus. He was a Pro Bowler under Eberflus. All right, he could go. He was a Pro Bowler in 21, so it's not like he's a Pro Bowler in 16, 17, 18. All right, this dude was literally a Pro Bowler 2 seasons ago. So you could have him come in, take over the slot, leave Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon on the outside. And now that defense, that secondary, which was already his strength, now they even got stronger because now you got a slot corner. And then whoever we get to help, I'm looking forward to it because whoever we get to help on that pass rush, look how good that secondary played last year. Okay, toward the last 4 to 6 games of the year. Okay, as they matured, and as you're damn right, no pass rush.
No pass. You know what?
No pass rush.
That kid and a connection between the coaching staff.
Yeah.
And it's a linebacker too that's pretty good. Under Indianapolis could be available. I can't think his name, but
no, Darius Leonard. That's the dude.
Not Leonard. No, one of the. No, it wasn't Leonard. It was I can't think of the kid's name, but they say he was a good fit. He played very well under Eberflus. They looking at him. So.
But you know how it goes when a coach leaves a team.
Mm-hmm.
Where does he look? He looks to his former team to pick off that tree
because he knows. Because he developed them.
Right. So
Don't y'all, hey, don't y'all blow y'all free agency money on Ramsey. Don't y'all do that.
I don't want Ramsey.
I was just asking, man. I ain't say go get him. I'm just asking.
Don't y'all do that.
I would have.
Because you're gonna have to pay him. You're gonna have to pay him.
Well, they saying Detroit right now.
Yeah, rumors is Detroit.
Yeah.
Good, he can go to Detroit.
Y'all already gonna overpay for Saquon, so you got to save that money.
I don't want Saquon, but man, dude, if they overpay for him, goodness gracious, man, that's gonna be like. If
say
healthy,
you keep Montgomery, he deserves.
Big if, like that's a huge if. You know what I mean? If he stays healthy, and he did last year because it was a contract year. All right, but if he stays healthy, that running game just went from sick. We're number one rushing attack in the league for the majority of it, and that was with Justin Fields to sicker because now you got one of the top.
That's why the Giants is at a certain number. Saquon wants a certain number. The Giants at a certain number, so they're focusing on Daniel Jones now, not the exclusive tag, but the other tag. They can only tag one of them.
Watch.
Well, you got to look at it like this. If you get Saquon, now you can take out some of those run plays for Justin Fields because Saquon he can take the load. Yeah. Now you're not running Fields as much. You know, it's a benefit for Justin Fields as well. And I like Montgomery and Herbert as a combo too, but preferably I'll take Montgomery at about $6 million a year. Over
Montgomery ain't gonna hit you over the head. Pay on, man. You developed him. Time for the man to get paid. Pay on, man.
I'll give him 8. I'll max 8. I'll max 8 with Montgomery. I'd max 8, 6 to 8. You know.
I mean, but I like how they're approaching it.
Front loaded.
Let them go set the market, see what somebody willing to give him, and if ain't nobody willing to pay him more than 6, then you come in and give him 6. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, hey, look.
Don't negotiate against yourself.
Right.
Yeah, don't offer him 10 and everyone's offering him 5. You know what I mean? So, but you know what? Here's the thing.
Gonna give you 12.
Right.
You're like, whoa, wait a minute.
But I'm only getting 6. We're giving you 13.
Right, exactly.
We're giving you 14. Damn it. But you know what?
I don't think Foles is shown to be very calm, cool, collected.
Yeah.
In the thought process.
Ben, I was literally just about to say that, man. He is so grounded. I'm telling you, just watching all the interviews that he had at the combine, he's smart. He's an extremely intelligent guy. He realizes you're not, he's going to be frugal. He showed us last year he's going to be frugal. He's going to be frugal again this year. He's going to maximize the dollar amount. And, and the crazy part about it, there's so many options because he has so much. Like if you don't want to go over,
he just misspeaks his words. That's all.
Come on, man. Come on.
The man said he wasn't trading Roquan, then he traded Roquan.
Yeah,
the man said he didn't commit to Fields at first, and then all of a sudden he commits to Fields.
That was not his intent to trade.
Wait.
He didn't want to trade him, man. But in the locker room, you become a poison. Gotta go.
He wasn't a poison. He just wanted his money.
Come on, man.
Look,
but look at it. But look at what happened. You had an undrafted kid in Sanborn that came in, and you really didn't miss a beat from that position. And the linebacker, his position, to me, isn't like worth the whole $20 million and going at it like that. Like you got guys out there that can fit that. You got to build that D line first. I'm paying an end. I'm paying a 3 technique. Guys that can lock down corner. Guys like that. I don't think you have to reset the market with a linebacker.
I mean, I wouldn't have gave him $100 million like Baltimore did. I agree. The Bears probably was at a certain number. Roquan wanted more. I get it. But you can't publicly say you're not going to trade the man and then trade the man.
No, he didn't publicly say it. He told Roquan said it publicly. Hose never said it.
Right.
Yeah, but then Roquan started getting crazy, when he started acting I want to trade. When he demanded a trade, said, "Okay, well, fine. Well, if you want out, fine." Like and I think Poles was pissed. I think Poles was pissed because Poles when he did that impromptu interview at Family Fest, and he was flustered. He was kind of annoyed. because I think he said it was going one way. He goes, I thought we had good communication. I thought we were on the right path. He goes, and then this, like that's
Right.
not how and Poles seems like one of those old school guys. Like let's keep our business in house. All right, we'll negotiate here. Don't negotiate through the media. All right, don't hold my feet to the fire because I'll bounce because he's got that, and I'm sure he's learned it. You're just a player. All right, I can get other players. Now you might be a great player, and I might need 2 or 3 to fill your role, but we can find them. We can find those types of players, and he's got that mentality that no player is bigger than a team. So Roquan pressed the issue. I want to get traded. Okay, good. Here you go. And I think it deteriorated after that. I think throughout the season it just deteriorated. Like what?
Yeah, Roquan went public with it, which was wrong. But then again, it's the Lamar Jackson syndrome. He's his own agent.
Hey, Kev.
So he don't know how to handle it.
But you say it all the time, and we can go back to show after show. If a player doesn't want to be there, what do?
Get him out.
You get him out of there.
Ultimately, you got to let him ride. Well, I get it.
10% every down. He's not because he doesn't want to be there.
And at the end of the day, if I can get the same production for what, $600,000, whatever they paying Sanborn,
yeah.
If I can get the same production or even better, close to it for $600,000, I'm gonna take the $600,000 guy instead of giving.
Well, now Roquan did lead the team in tackles damn near every year, so he was. But let's not act like he wasn't productive.
No, he wasn't at all.
I'm saying Sanborn was just as or even more productive.
But now you got a player that's hungry, that's trying to get that bag,
right?
So he's gonna play every down like it's his last
on an undrafted rookie deal.
Okay, no, so they signed. And don't forget, I know we say unsigned, undrafted, but let's not forget that caveat about the NFL, about the NFL or NCAA, excuse me, granting all college athletes an extra year, which put a lot more talent in the draft pool last year. All right. They knew who Jack Sanborn was. They were just fortunate. He signed a $3 million, 3-year, $2.5 million. So you're talking $800,000 a year is what they're paying, give or take. 3 years, $2.56 million. So they did the right thing. They moved him to Mike because he's not as fast as Roquan. All right. They moved Morrow there. Now you can go look for a will linebacker because you got the Mike's position sealed.
Right.
You got to find a linebacker who's fast because hey, if that was, guess what? Jack will be there to make that tackle. Jack he's that dude who doesn't. He has that Jerry Rice syndrome where he only ran a 4.6 and pure straight out speed, straightaway speed. He's not very fast. All right, but game speed, that's a whole nother animal.
And he takes great angles. He's smart. He's a smart player.
Bingo. He realizes. Here's what great players they realize what they can do, and they realize what they can't do. Yeah, he realizes he can't go chase down mugs. So what does he have to do? He has to be able to diagnose the play quickly, which means he got to study like a son of a gun. And when he sees it, he's got to go now. And that's what he did. If he continues to do that, man, dude, this gives now you just got to go get a will. Now you go get a will, and now your linebacker crew is, you get your middle linebacker with a quote unquote undrafted free agent, your Mike, and then you can go get a will. And then this defense is going to shape up rather nicely. And I'd say I think maybe Justin Fields' 5th year is when they'll really be serious Super Bowl contenders. Not till then. They'll probably make the playoffs next year, and they'll probably maybe go deep in the playoffs the following year, year 4. Year 4. Year 5 is when I think they're going to have, and it's going to be bad for the Bears because it's going to be contract year. So he's going to be talking like 35, 40 per.
Oh no! By then it's gonna be about 60.
I know by then it'll be blown out the water by then.
It's gonna be about 60.
You're right.
If I can get Gucci from Ross for less, I'm gonna go ahead and do that instead of going to the Gucci.
Look, Burrow, Herbert, they all.
I'm gonna take the Marshall deal. Why not?
Well, would y'all agree that the Burrows, the Herberts, they gonna reset the market, bro?
Yeah. Oh, Joey Burr.
By Justin time, it's gonna be 60.
Yeah, they're gonna reset the market. But hey, I know that this Montana town has been dominated by Bears talk. Y'all don't want to talk about the Bulls.
Kev,
I'm just saying I noticed that. But carry on.
Go.
The oop is up there.
Okay. the Bears.
Carry on, Max.
Since the All-Star break, the Bulls are 3-2. Right? They 3-2. They have crushed some teams. Putting up like 132 points. Okay? Now, is this because of Pat Bev bringing a veteran presence there?
Hell no. Stop. I ain't gonna let you even go there. I ain't gonna let you go there. Stop.
Hold on, Kev. I'm not talking about his play. I'm not saying he's scoring 30 and he not dropping.
He missing every shot he take.
Okay, we're not talking about that, bro. We're not talking about that because we cannot say that he is bringing that to the team. But when you got somebody that say we not taking plays off, we gonna go out and ball, a veteran presence like Udonis Haslem that was on the bench for 5 years and never touched a game, but he was that veteran presence there to make sure that people was playing hard every freaking time down court on offense and defense. You need that.
And if you notice before All-Star break, the Bulls were pretty lackluster with their energy and everything.
That's because they quit on Donovan.
Right.
That ain't got nothing to do with Pat Bev.
Since Pat Bev, you can kind of see the energy has picked up. I will give him that. But my thing with him is, like you always say, Kev, you were picked up you were bought out, you were picked up. He can't. It says a lot about what their locker room was. So he came in like telling Levine, "You gonna shoot, you shoot, you do this." Him and Vooch got into it. Like for him to come in with 20-something games left and to stir the pot like that, it's like it says a lot about what their locker room was. Before
but are you mad at him?
Okay.
Are you mad at him talking to Levine?
No,
like,
I'm not.
Hey,
Not at all.
Are you
Not
mad at him for telling Vooch, "Hey, get your ass in the middle"? You can't have your back be in the middle of the lane and have your back to the basket. Which is why he.
I'm not mad at him for saying it. When I kind of go with what Damani's saying. You can't come in here after you done been on 5-6 teams, bro, and walk in here. We done played 60 games. You walk in with 20 left. Ain't gonna tell us what you can't come in the locker room like that, bro. This ain't your team. Why the hell are we listening to you?
Locker room was?
Come on, Kev. Now,
they locker room.
I'm just trying to tell you. If I'm in that locker room, bro.
I gotta call bullshit on that, Kev, because if
No. I respect. Let me say this, Ben, before you go. Let me say this, Ben, before you go. I respect your opinion, but you can't come into my locker room telling us what to do. And we didn't play. We didn't been through training camp. We didn't play 60 games. You got waived, sir, and you was on another team before you got waived. So apparently nobody wants you. So your opinion, you've been in the league. I get it. You've been in the league years. I get it. But you can't come in here telling us what to do in our locker room, bro. You simply can't.
So
you can give an opinion.
I'm trying to say that if the Bulls picked you up right now and you was in the locker room and you saw some shit that wasn't going right, you don't have the right as a player on that team to say something. I'm not trying to come in and take over the locker room, but
that's what it sounds like.
Basketball player. And this right here, you're going to say something when it's out of order. That's what Pat Bev is doing. You can't knock the man for that.
Yeah, but he also has a.
How do you know it's out of order and you haven't been there all year, brother? You got waived. You ain't been paying attention to what's going on in our locker room or our team. You ain't been paying attention. You was on another team.
There was no leader in that locker room, though. It's clear.
Okay, I'll give you that. You trying to say
it's okay for if they would have picked up LeBron. LeBron could come in that locker room and say whatever he want to say, and they supposed to listen.
No,
it's the same thing.
It's not okay for anybody. The difference between Pat Bev and LeBron, they would respect LeBron a lot more. A dude that's 4-time champ, 4 MVP, right? They would respect that a lot more than a dude that played on 5 teams in 5 years.
He has played with some of the biggest stars, bro.
And then you don't even contribute. You miss every wide open shot. What the hell are we listening to you for?
But he played defense.
You get more technicals than points.
He played defense at the guard slot, which they haven't had.
Well, they say he played D. He played hard, but he don't play D. He gets blown by a lot. Watch the tape.
Yeah,
watch the tape. He plays hard. He's an instigator, an aggravator. He's all that. But watch the tape. He gets blown by a lot. Watch the tape.
Come on, man. Hey, Sean.
I'm trying to tell y'all, man. This dude, man, don't come in here and run off at the mouth. Man.
Take a box.
Let's do it.
Okay, people, you know what time it is. It's time to go in the box. Brought to you by Humidor Sports and Cigars. Oh yeah, and we're sponsored by Clouds of Smoke Cigars. Let's get it.
All right, man. We going in the
Shout out to Nuno, and by the way, he gonna be on the 6th team come the fall. But carry on. I had to get that out. Carry on. I had to get that out.
Hey, Kev, you got a point. All right. You won that argument right there, just alone by the 18 teams he's been on. But in the box today, man, we're going right back to one of the alleged players that can take over the NBA as the face, and that's Ja. He back in the media again, and if you all don't know, it came out that he beat up a 17-year-old kid, pulled a gun on him. It's just like, come on, man. Kev, I'm gonna just let you go on here, because I know we was talking about this backstage, so I'll let you kick it off, man, before me and Damani jump in.
First of all, in my opinion, he doesn't have true friends. He has no one in his camp, including his usher-looking daddy, that won't pull him to the side and say, bruh, you're going down the wrong path. Look at, man, you made it. You got a shoe coming out. You made it. You gotta, some of your friends, and I heard Steve Harvey say this, when you get successful, the higher you keep going, everybody can't come with you. Right? You got to be able to walk away. Now, you still cool with them. You love them. They're your fam. They've been there from day one. Everybody can't enjoy the ride with you, bro. You got to be willing to walk away for some people for your own individual success. So you, Ja Morant, we shouldn't hear about you in a car with a red beam going in somebody else's car.
He wasn't in the car. It was his boy. It wasn't him.
He wasn't in the car?
No, he wasn't in the car.
I didn't say he did it, but wasn't he in the car?
No, he wasn't in the car.
Yeah.
Okay. It was the Pacers were going to the bus and whatever, and one of his guys registered to him. Right, one of his guys, yeah.
Okay. All right.
And his daddy probably was in the car, I think. I think his old man might have been.
Right. And that's even more ridiculous. Right. We can't hear about you at your crib pulling a gun on a 17-year-old dude and you hitting a 17-year-old dude. For what? And this ain't your entourage, right? It's always you. Like, you are in the middle of this, bro. Everybody around you, it can't be them. It's always you. So you're immature, which shows on the court, because now y'all think y'all the modern day bad boys, right? Y'all ain't gonna win nothing. I mean, let me just go on the record. You ain't winning nothing. But the immaturity of him kind of follows the team, because everybody think they the bad boys, right? Y'all tough guys, right? It's some dudes, Ja, that's really about their life, bro. Like, really about their life. That ain't you. So you need to separate yourself from the image you're portraying, right? And the people you hang around. Because what's going to happen is there's going to be an incident that you're not going to necessarily pull the trigger, punch somebody or whatever. You're going to be around and it's going to affect your career. Nobody in this camp would tell him that. I don't get it. Where's his mama? Because daddy living the life. Where's his mama?
You know what, Kev? Since you, first time in Humidor Sports and Cigars history, quoted Steve Harvey, I'm a quote.
That's my birthday twin. That's my birthday twin.
I'm a quote Rabbit from 8 Mile. You went to Cranbrook. That's a private school. No, you're not tough. It's not you. You know, I don't understand our obsession with hood life and being like, I just don't get it, especially when you made it. You've made it. There's no reason to even have a crew or back in the, I'm going to sound old, a posse. Like I got my crew with my posse of 20, 30 cats I'm rolling with in the club and all this nonsense. On top of immaturity, I think that goes with, I don't know if the organization is strong enough to pull them in. They clearly don't have that locker room guy that can like reel him in. Like he may be so far gone.
Clearly they don't, because he's being investigated now.
Right.
Because of
and why are you pulling a gun on a 17-year-old?
First of all, he's being investigated because on Instagram he flashes a pistol.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. You just got into it with Shannon. Then it's with the kid. And now you flashing a gun on Instagram, man.
Well, Shannon was Dylan. That was Dylan.
Right. Yeah, but his daddy was involved, so that puts him involved.
Light-skinned Tupac.
Right.
Yeah, light-skinned.
But the thing is, you flashing a gun on IG after you just got all these things that happened, bro. So it's like, are you not? You got a mental block, just like you said. He might be too far gone now.
He may be.
But who's in this corner telling him this? Nobody.
Well, already
not
know,
even nobody. Which is why I'm asking, where's his mama at? Where's his auntie? Where Big Mama at? Like, somebody got to be in his corner. And if they sacrifice living the ride with him, right, they ain't being taken care of, then that's cool if you really care about him. Because he finna blow all this, so you ain't part of the ride no more anyway.
But
so
Kevo,
he's about to blow it.
What's not fair, though, we don't know what his mom or whoever is saying to him behind closed doors, because they're not publicly doing it. Right. They could be talking to him. It's just like when you're raising your kids, right? We all got kids. Like, you can tell them anything, you can talk to them, sit them down, drill it in their head. But once they get out there in the streets and they're on their own, it's about choices you make.
Right.
And he's not making the right choices. For some reason, he's so obsessed with this rapper. You know, dude, are you a hooper or are you Lil Durk? What are you doing? Like you got to be one. It's one or the other. You can't be both. It doesn't work like that. And There's nobody around. Like when you got vets that can't pull them in and talk to them. I know people.
He ain't got no vets on the team.
But people have a problem with what Shannon Sharp did. But Shannon Sharp doesn't have a relationship with him to even call him and say, "Hey, bro, you need to relax." You know, like he don't have an OG. Like, he's not gonna call LeBron or somebody like that who could be like, "Hey, bro, like let me show you how to do this brand shit. Let me show you how to become a billionaire. Let me show you how you're supposed to act and carry yourself so that this type of stuff don't happen." Allen Iverson was the same way. Let's compare it to Allen Iverson, because Iverson was a knucklehead too.
Yeah, but he had his entourage, and Larry Brown. I'm gonna take y'all back. Remember, he had his entourage. I was parking all over the facility and all that. Larry Brown stopped that.
Mm-hmm.
He stopped that, but he could not control Allen Iverson and what he did, because he rebelled against Larry. You know that, right? So he kept on doing stuff.
I remember that.
Larry. But I've been following this story, man, listening to different things on social media, and it was a former gangster that was talking about, you know, the things that Shannon Sharp said. And he said Shannon should have called him or pulled him to the side versus going, you know, national TV saying it, because now you could be putting a mark on him, because he's going to different states, you know, and they might go out and get something to eat. Now you're putting a mark on him, and thugs will try to test him. And what is Ja going to do? I'm gonna have to show you that I'm hard. And this is a possible downfall for this kid, because now you know how it is. We from Chicago. You come to Chicago, somebody gonna test you, try to rob you. Look how they was doing. What's our man with the Mount Carmel? Antoine Walker. He showed up at the White Palace late at night. What they do?
Well, yeah, I mean, when you
know what I'm saying?
You shouldn't be at White Palace with a $300,000 watch on. No way.
That is true.
That just don't
so
make
what
sense.
If Ja and some of his so-called goons here in Chicago, they step out somewhere?
But how do you blame Shannon for what you're portraying?
Not blaming him.
Right.
Who's speaking on what you're portraying?
Because you know who should pick up the phone and call him? Is AI.
His daddy.
AI should pick up the phone and say, "Bro, I lived and went down the path that you going. My career, my brand, all of that could have been like way over the top if I just would have controlled what I was doing.
But you need. It has to be somebody he respects enough, right?
True.
For instance, Allen Iverson, John Thompson reeled him in, right? He looked at John Thompson as a father, right? Larry Brown tried to be that same father figure. It was going good at first, but then things kind of got off. I guess the bigger he got, it became uncontrollable. The thing is, and Kev made a great point. If his daddy, like these are cats that don't have fathers, that a father figure stepped in, but if his daddy is there with sunglasses on in the stadium trying to be a superstar, everybody want to be the star, everybody want to live that life, everybody want to be the dude. Like, who's gonna pull him in? Who can actually pull this kid in and say, hey man, you messing up?
Where's his childhood friend?
And he'll seriously listen.
Where's his, like LeBron got his childhood friends with him, right? Where's his childhood friend?
But they wasn't in a thug life. They hooped with him and came up. They went away to school. He said, man, I'm going to bring y'all and put y'all on. They wasn't in that life. What if his childhood friends are those dudes that was in that life? And you know, Kev, Lefty, when you playing ball in the hood, some of your friends are thugs that keep people away from y'all.
Right.
Now, you will taking them with, and they know what they don't know nothing else but the thug life.
I'll speak on that. I was protected. Yeah, as an athlete, so we are. We were all protected. But those same guys ain't gonna let you go down the wrong path because you're gonna make it.
Right. You're right.
Right? That's the difference. Where's his guy that's like, hey, dude, hey, you going down the wrong, like, where's this guy to drill it in him? I don't care how you can get mad at me if you want, bro. I'm telling you what the hell you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Where's one of those guys in his life?
Well, but the other part of that is these kids today want to be everything. You want to be a hooper, a thug, a rapper, everything at once. You know, with us, it was a little different. Our generation was athletes they played ball, and the thugs thugged, right? The thugs did their thug thing. We wasn't trying to hoop, throw up the pitchforks, except Johnny Selby. Shout out to you. People like that. We wasn't trying to, be on the bus fighting.
Selby, my guy, man. Watch him out.
Right.
I mean, but let's just be honest. The man threw up the forks on national TV. It is what it is. But it seemed like all these cats now, while entertainers tried to mimic athletes, it seemed like athletes now trying to mimic entertainers. And now I want to be the rap dude. I want to be Lil Baby and all this, even though I'm making way more money than them.
Yes.
I got a brand, I got a bigger spotlight. I still want to be, I want to have that street cred. I want to be respected. Like, it makes no sense to me. I can't figure it out.
But you know what, Lefty, you so right on that. But I can tell what it seems like, because I don't know, I'm not in his camp, but what it seems like, the people, like House just said, his uncles, aunts, cousins, and you said it, kid, his friends, they're caught up in the money right now. They living the life.
They're going along for the ride.
They're not thinking about that could end at any point in time by the things that guys doing. So now they caught up in the life. So maybe they're not looking at, you know what, this all could end. We need to change our thought process when we talk to this kid and say, bro, we got to stop. We got to keep you out of this kind of stuff. You stay over here. You stay over here. We protect you and all of this stuff.
But when you're the beneficiary of his fame, you're not gonna overstep, right? Like we talked about when we talk about R. Kelly, right?
Cut off.
People in R. Kelly's camp, you know what he was doing to them little girls, but you ain't gonna say nothing because pretty much you getting his leftovers and all that when you at the club or whatever dime he don't want, or you get her friends because you running with them. You living a life that you're not necessarily earning or that you necessarily deserve. You living off your boy. So,
but that's different. That's different than your.
Can you really step in and really be that mentor when you probably be working the Sharks if you wasn't running with me?
Not Sharks,
right? But you. That's his. Excellent. Here's the difference. Y'all talking about his boys. That's his boys. I agree with you, right? But you his daddy. So you helped him all the way to get here. You took him to practice, worked out when you did it. You did all that. You
Daddy wears
should get
sunglasses indoors, kid. That says a lot.
his biggest claim to fame. He look like Usher. That's the biggest claim to fame he got.
Hey, Kev,
Bruh,
hold your
you
comment
helped
for
him get all the way here. You raised him. You kept him out of trouble. You made sure he went to school. He was the best basketball player, right? And
Hey,
you living the life. But bruh,
hold your comment, Kev. Hold your comment. We're gonna take a commercial. We're gonna come back and we're gonna let you finish your comment as we end the box talking about Ja and his identity issues.
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
How long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Down, baby.
Hey, Kevo, you back, man? So go ahead and finish your statement on Ja, man. Before we
all I was basically saying is, as a father, right? I'm not gonna, if my little girl make it and she's famous and I ride the rave, right, with her, and I see her going in the wrong direction, her image is messed up, she going down the wrong path. Now, even though I'm living the life with her, right, she's famous, right? She got money, right? If I see her going elsewhere to where she's gonna blow it and I know how hard she's worked or whatever, then me as a dad or as a father gotta say, hey, we going down the wrong road. Need to walk away from this or whatever. Like your dad instincts should kick in. So the fact that his dad, right along with him, don't do it is ridiculous to me. Like I truly don't understand it. And then if not dad, like I went down the lane earlier, where's mama? Where's auntie? Where's big mama? Where's his uncle? Like where's people that outside of his crew, because his crew, like the money said, riding the wave or they'll be working for sharks. Where's his people that raised him to say, hey, bruh, you tripping? Like, where's those people? That's all I'm saying, man. And his dad is right there. I find that shocking to me.
Well, we don't know if they are in his ear though. He may just be hard headed.
He could be hard.
Well, okay. For the sake of that's true. We don't know, but it got to be somebody, bro.
Right.
Like, why we keep hearing about you? And here's what's gonna happen. Adam Silver, hey, bro, I don't care if you play tomorrow or not. I need you to fly to New York. Meet with me.
Yeah, now that right there,
that's tough.
That's tough, and that's you, Kev. You own to something right now.
That's coming
from the commissioner. Matter of fact, the commissioner needs to have a whole goddamn team there because Dylan Brooks needs to be right next to him. Because this dude running around like he Mr. Tough Guy, getting in everybody's face, you know, pulling cats after a foul is called.
The player's gonna handle him. Don't worry about him. The player's gonna handle him.
He gonna run into a goon that's gonna say, you know what? Take these hands.
Hey, he gonna
exactly
run
what's going on.
He gonna run the
players gonna
run into the Joker and his brothers. them dudes, yeah.
Now,
like shit.
You do understand.
We'll come out on the court, baby.
Hey, it's only 2 of them. They like, okay, we got this. 3 of them, right? 2 or 3 of them. You're like, no, we got. They don't need no entourage.
Right.
We got this. We got this.
Yeah, they was like, okay, try us if you want.
And you be watching them slap boxing competitions, and they be slapping motherfuckers. They look like them dudes. His brothers look like them dudes. Like they don't care who you with.
So
they was with the shits.
But you know, Kev, you so right, and I hate to agree with you because that's a bad look. But you so right when what his dad has to be seeing social media. His dad got to be seeing the news outlets. He got to be seeing this, and he has, like Lefty say, he's there in the stadiums with sunglasses on and his own little mug cup with whatever's in it.
With a cocktail.
Right, with a cocktail. Bro, you gonna take the onslaught. Somebody need to get him on. Oprah needs to get him on and be like, what are you doing?
Hey, he and his daddy in there hollering at chicks at the 20-year-olds in the stands like, you know, I'm Jai Daddy, right?
Right. He trying to do the groupies before Jai gets him.
He getting the groupies like, hey, you know I'm his daddy, right?
So he living the life. But like I say, as a dad, at some point it got to kick in. Like, whoa, I can't let my son blow all this. I can't, right? Like it should kick in.
Hey,
where your daddy mode?
If his son wasn't who he was, he'd be scanning shit at Walmart in the self-check line. You know how the mother come over and show your ID and scan the little thing. That'd be his dad. That'd be his dad.
So he the dude that you say, hey, this machine ain't working.
right.
Or you trying to buy a bottle out of Walmart and he comes.
That ID, you got an ID, right?
You got to put your birthday in.
And 9 times out of 10, you older than him.
Excuse me, sir. The screen says 6 items and you got 8 items in your bag. What are you doing?
Come on, man. Hey, all right. That's been in the box. We definitely probably gonna come back to this story. I hope it is nothing negative and maybe that he turned around because he has a hellified story. You know how
underdog.
He wasn't even looked at.
Yeah, he's underdog.
And how they found Murray State, how they found him. He was in the auxiliary gym hooping when they was doing tryouts and all that stuff. And somebody was like, hey, you need to see this kid over here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's crazy.
I get it, though.
He has a story. His daughter is beautiful when he has her on the court with him and all of that stuff. Man, he has a story and an image that could play off and his brand could be amazing.
But if nothing else, if you don't want to be that image to your daughter, you know what I'm saying? Like showing her, I don't know what can help you. You know what I mean? Like he set up, he has the perfect setup. You know, he got
generational wealth.
He got a great story as an underdog, went to a small school, and a chance to be the face of the league. I don't know what else can be done to help him. What type of intervention or what can happen that'll straighten him out. I don't get it.
Well,
something tragic.
I vote for him getting the same team that Jalen Hurts got.
A strong veteran.
But Jalen Hurts got a lot of vets around. But first of all, Jalen Hurts.
I'm talking about his publicist. He got that all woman team. They need to say, Ja, we can help you.
Right. But you know, a lot of cats tried to pull AI in.
Yeah. AI was just
a lot of cats tried to pull him in. I mean, now he's older. And you can see he's mature now that he's out of the league. But when he was in the league, man, come on, man. The reality of it is when we were in our 20s, whatever, if we would have had millions, think of the dumb shit we did and we weren't even rich.
I know.
Like all the stupid shit we did. Just being popular and being athletes and you know, all that shit. Man.
Hey, Kel, if I could go back I probably wouldn't hang out with this dude.
First of all,
well,
I was a great influence on your life.
I didn't know y'all then, but
I was a
trust.
great influence on his life. He wouldn't be the man he is today if I wasn't part of his life.
Let's just say we was all doing dumb shit at the same time. We'll leave it at that. And got away with it.
Luckily.
Yeah.
Now, Kev, I'm gonna move on to the next story, man. Lefty, he really want to go in on this, man, because this is really kind of crazy. For everybody out there, Golden State and the Clippers played the other night, right? As they came down on defense, Draymond Green picked up Westbrook. Westbrook had the ball at the top of the key, right by the three-point line. When I say Draymond dropped all the way to the dotted line and said, I dare you to shoot. That was so disrespectful, Lefty. I will let you go because I know you want to go in on it. Man,
Throw me the oop. Throw me the oop. That is disrespectful on the playground, let alone the NBA, national TV, and the fact that the coach, this was the game plan. That's such a lack of respect for a guy that people are saying is a Hall of Famer and this, that, and other. And let's go a little deeper. The Clippers are 0-5 since they picked them up. The Lakers are now, 4-3 without him, right? And part of that's because LeBron's been out. But the impact is almost embarrassing. For a minute, I felt bad, right? Because the internet is lighting them up. Right. The fact that, and then on top of letting him shoot, Draymond turned his back and was like, rebound. In other words, he with us. He with us. For that to happen, and then you even start seeing mentally it had to bother Westbrook, even though he acted like he didn't, because he stopped shooting. Right? He just stopped shooting and tried to drive and pass and this, that, and other. But now going forward, what happens? Because you're a joke. At this point, you went from the MVP, Mr. Triple-Double, All-Star, future Hall of Famer to a joke. Literally a joke. I feel bad for him, even though it's hilarious. But it also, if you look back at his time with the Lakers, you see what he has become. And I'm gonna go deeper into. I'm gonna let Kev go first, but I'm gonna go deeper into this because I want to talk about something else. So Kev, I'm gonna let you go on this.
But man, I'm
First
gonna show you the photo of it. Look at the photo of that. Look at that, bro. Look how far he is. Way in the paint.
This is the NBA. Dude.
He's in the paint.
He's
out there by himself.
This is the NBA,
So
man.
they giving him the Ben Simmons treatment. Like, anybody that I saw Draymond literally turn his back and put his hands up, just waiting on the ball to bounce off the rim. Like, that's disrespectful, bro. And you should have enough pride as a player. I'm older now. I ain't as athletic. He still run up and down the court. I give him credit. He plays every game. He never hurt. He keeps his body in shape. I give him credit for that. But as you get older in the league, bro, and you realize the game has changed, right? I can't just get to the basket, right? I gotta develop a little shot, even if it's not a three. I gotta learn. Like, you should take that serious so you can stay in the league. Because what's gonna happen is, if the Clippers let him go, and they will, who's gonna take him on? Bro, in today's NBA, you gotta be able to shoot. You can't shoot, sir. And it's terrible. And Colin Cowherd said this too. He says most athletic guys, as they get older, they just drop off a cliff. Because they never could shoot. No. They never could do nothing else. They were just relying on their athletic ability, which Westbrook still does. He blows by people 100 miles an hour to the lane, right? Pass the ball right to you, and I'm standing next to you. Like, bro, how do you not know how to shoot, dog? Like, he has to develop that, because now you're being clowned. Now it's the Ben
How
Simmons
he's
situation.
gonna develop it at 30, 33 years old, 34, however old he is. You gonna develop
Dude,
some shit.
you ain't gotta you don't have to be able to
Right.
shoot a three, but you gotta give me a mid-range or something. Like you have to work on that, bro.
But the disrespect for Steve Kerr in a walk around, they said it had to be disrespectful. I'm sure Golden State, they all was laughing in their little walkthrough.
Yeah, they probably was like, "Are you serious, coach?" Yeah, that's how we gonna play him. Draymond,
let's give Draymond Green's petty a little credit too, because I'm pretty sure Steve Kerr didn't plan it to where you're gonna sit under the basket and wait for this man to shoot the 3-point line. He probably was like, "Hey, back off of him. Just back off of him. Like, hey, just back off of him." Draymond like publicly embarrassed him. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go all the way in and turn my back and look up. And just like that's different. That's totally different.
What does that do for your mindset in the game?
Yeah.
I mean, he was out there on an island. He could have sat down on the floor, ate a Lunchable, popped one of them Capri Suns with the straw, and you know how hard it is to get that straw in there. He could have did all kind of things, dog. He could have broke out a grill, Kev, fried up some chicken.
You know what? And you don't have to hit every one of them, right? But how you miss all of them, bro? Like you are completely wide open. That's just like you being in the gym by yourself. You can't make a three, or you don't even have to necessarily take the three. Step in a little bit, right? You can't make none.
Listen,
man, come on.
This was several times during the game. That was just not like one or two. This was several times.
Yeah, Westbrook, I know. I watched the game. And then
he could have dribbled to the free
throw line. And here's another thing. Right, just step in a little bit. But here's another thing. Why are you starting any damn way?
Right.
Why are you not coming off the bench?
He should have been coming off.
Who they gonna start?
Don't have him on the court with Paul George and Leonard, because if you double team in and you kick it out to Russ, Russ can't make the shot. Let him run the second team.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but he was starting. I think to bring him in and put him in the starting lineup
is ridiculous.
That's pressure. Now you're starting, and I don't know why people think like the buyout market is gonna get you the player to put you over the top. It's a reason he's on the buyout market. Like Kev said, he was traded. Right. The Lakers didn't want you. Utah didn't want you. Oh, now we're gonna take you, and now all of a sudden we're a contender. That's it's different, man. It's
I'm gonna tell you right now, everybody.
He shouldn't be starting. It's disrespectful to everybody else in front of him.
We talk about Westbrook with the Clippers, but you got to talk about Paul George and the horrible shot selection that this dude takes during the game.
Oh, definitely.
He takes some of the worst shots known to man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know what, Paul? I think I don't want to blame Ty Lue, but Paul George is too talented. Paul George is too talented to do some of the things he do. The whole thing with the Clippers, they were supposed to take over LA with him and Kawhi, and they were supposed to be the next one. But how many times have we seen this with the Clippers, right? Remember the team with
Chris Paul,
all them, like all that. Every time they get a little team.
Don't worry about it. You're gonna see it this year too.
Yeah, you're gonna always be the little brothers. You're just gonna always be. When people talk about the failure in Brooklyn, you got to look at what's going on with the Clippers. It's real close.
Yeah. It's
real close to as far as when you put superstars together and talent around it in a situation, and the inability, if they don't get out of they got to at least get to the second round. I'm gonna say they need to get to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that's right. That's where they need to get to.
They have to.
Well, they did. They were saying once they got rid of the owner, was it Sterling? When they was getting rid of him, everything was gonna change down there. Ain't nothing changed, man. Like you said, they always gonna be the little sister. I ain't even gonna say little brother. They the little sister.
Now that's disrespect. That's real disrespect.
They're gonna be the little sister.
Bro, they always come up short. People trip on how they beat the Lakers throughout the year. They always beat the Lakers. The Lakers ain't beat them in a long time. I get all that, but you'll never beat the Lakers. This owner put money into his players, building them a new stadium. They got their own identity, but until you at least get to the Western Conference Finals, the second round, just like Denver, the second round, we can stop all that, man. This is the fourth year with Kawhi and Paul George era. Now, yeah, there's been injuries, and I get all that. but this owner did put a lot of money into it, right?
The third,
What is
the
this?
third year. Third year.
It's the third year? I thought it was the fourth
Third
year. Now, Kawhi sat out 1 year. So, all right.
Right, yeah. It
So,
may be the
what is he getting out of his investment in them?
It's too long.
It's too long.
It's
Too long. Dude, you got the talent to do it.
And to say what you want about the Lakers experiment with AD, at least they got a chip out of it, whether you want to call it a bubble chip, whatever it is. They got they raised a banner based off it. If they never raise another one with AD and LeBron, they did get one. This Clippers experiment is ridiculous.
Well,
it's a shit show.
You're saying,
and they ain't got a banner in the Staples Center.
I mean,
not a banner.
I don't know. Well,
what do you do? And you got two dudes, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Don't they supposed to play defense? And they two of the best defensive dudes, you would think, wings, right? You got Norman Powell. You got guys that's supposed to play defense. Bro, they'll let you blow by them. And they'll stand around and look at each other like, why you let them go? Why you ain't help out? Like they stand around like that, right? They play no defense.
This is the new move that these young players, they be just like this. When they talking to each other, they talking to the refs, they got the palms up.
If you look at their offense is just nothing. Like, you take the ball, you do what you want. You take the ball. Like, everybody's trying to figure it out. Like, it just seemed like it's no structure to it. And I don't know what you can do.
So my question to you, Lefty, is who's worse, Doc Rivers or Tyronn Lue? I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there,
man. I like both of them, man.
Who's worse as a coach?
I like both.
The Sixers can't win at the end of the game. They blow every game where it's tight at the end. They blow it.
Yeah. That's called out coach, getting out coached.
Ty Lue's players, they barely on the floor, so that's kind of not his fault. They barely on the floor together, and when they are on the floor together, they have no chemistry. They don't play defense. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm not gonna pick a coach. And it ain't Doc's fault that the Sixers blow leads. Like, at some point, it's the players, bro. You can't keep blaming Doc Rivers because you let your man score all the damn time. Like, at some point, the players got to take responsibility for that.
Okay, Kev. Doc Rivers.
Just saying.
Same thing happening with the Clippers. That's happening with the Sixers. I'm just saying.
Blowing leads.
Yeah, but you got to look at it from this perspective. Every great coach needed their superstars to be superstars when it mattered, right? Like, I don't think Philly has that. You got Pat Riley, who had Magic, Kareem, all these cats. D Wade did his thing when Pat Riley was coaching. Phil Jackson had Mike and Kobe, Shaq, all these guys. Right now, I can't go back to the Clippers because Chris Paul was hurt a lot. And I don't think they ever really had a superstar when he was there. Like, you had Blake Griffin, can dunk and all that. But looking at it now, until Embiid decides to stop flopping around like a fish out of water with your big ass and dominate the game, just get in there and bully motherfuckers and dominate the damn game. And he should be unstoppable. Like, all Doc should sit back and be like, give him the ball and move. Let him work. He's that talented as a big man. Instead of he does so much, and we've been saying it. I've said on the show 2 years ago, Embiid should be in MVP talks every year. He's that talented. Like, his skill set is that good.
Well, listen to this, Lefty. Embiid is a Robin. He needs a bona fide star that's a leader to win.
So you saying they out there with the Teen Titans instead of the Justice League?
Bingo.
That's what we doing?
Bingo. That's what we go.
That's what we going with.
Where we go.
I'm gonna tell you what Embiid should have did. He should have never let Jimmy Butler walk out the locker room.
Okay, Kev. If you put Embiid with Tatum, do they win?
They should.
Yeah, because Embiid gonna get Shaq-like numbers and Tatum is the closer. Even though I think Tatum needs room to operate, so Embiid would kind of clog that up. But
that means
he should have, like I said, he should have never let Jimmy Butler walk out that locker room. Don't get that money to Tobias Harris. Give it to Jimmy, because Jimmy was the closer. Now they have no closer. Harden is not a closer. Tobias Harris decided he want to shoot the ball one night, the one night he don't. Maxey show up. I'm the man one night, the next night I'm deferring to James Harden. Like they don't have a closer, which is why they lose close games all the time. Pay attention to Philly. They don't have a closer.
Breaking news: Texas A&M got their foot all up in Alabama, and it's over with.
Oh yeah, it's a wrap.
Bama lost.
Yes.
Yeah, Bama going down.
Yes.
That's today's college basketball. It's not shocking.
Yeah, it's no dominant team like that in college basketball. But you know, I still think, and why y'all bring up Tatum, I think Brown is the man personally. I do. I love his.
Nah,
game,
not over
man.
Tatum, bro. No, not over Tatum.
Compliment to him.
I think he's just as
me,
good.
He's the perfect.
I think he's just as
they
good as
complement
Tatum.
each other.
I think he's just as good as
Tatum. Nah. You could have. You know what, the money? You could have said that last year. You could have said that last year. You can't say that this year, bro. No.
Why not?
No. Tatum done grew up, bro. Like Tatum. No, man. We can't do that. We can't do that. Tatum done grew up this year, bro. Like he's playing at an MVP level, bro.
So okay. All right, since we're pushing over into NBA, let's talk East. You got the Celtics and you got the Bucks. Who you riding with, KDL?
If Milwaukee is healthy, I'm rolling with Milwaukee. If Milwaukee is healthy, that means Middleton is 100% and playing more. Giannis is healthy. Yeah. I'm rolling with Milwaukee. And I like Boston. I think Boston is the deepest team in the NBA, to be honest. But I think a healthy Milwaukee puts them over the top. I think a healthy Milwaukee. Crowder pick up huge.
Yeah.
Dragic, I don't know what he can give them, but it's another guard. Yeah, so I'll take Milwaukee. I think it'll be a 7-game series, but I'll take Milwaukee.
No, definitely great. I think the Crowder thing is a great pickup. Milwaukee is so strong, man. Drew Holiday, underrated.
He has been balling.
Underrated, man.
With
he been balling.
And Giannis
the Greek hurt.
Yeah.
He done went into his bag, and he is playing best season that he has played. But for me, if Middleton is not back 100%, you can go ahead and check them off. Without him, if he's like 50 to 60%, it's going to be a hell of a matchup. But if you
they number one with him being 56% though. They number one now with him being 56%.
Boston offense is ridiculous.
Man, I agree with you guys. Like Boston is the deepest team. Like I love their depth. I love the roster is great. Good young coach. Milwaukee kind of got this it factor. Like Boston still feels like they right there on the borderline of becoming great. Like they there. I think Milwaukee's already there. Like Boston they need to grow into that. Like it's time for the next step, and this has to be the year to do it. I just don't know in a 7-game series with Giannis, and like you say, I'd take Middleton at 70%, 78%, but Milwaukee, they're great. They're coaching, they're disciplined, and they're deep too.
But I'm gonna tell you,
they got some depth.
They deep.
Middleton at 100% has been known to what? Disappear. Even at 100%, he's been known to disappear.
But he's always been a Robin. Nobody ever knew he was a Batman.
Right, but he has disappeared in some of the biggest games.
Yeah, I can give you
that.
But
the key is going to be you don't have Udoka, right? Who's a better coach than Dude. Dude has did his thing. They're having a great year. But when they get in a series against Milwaukee, there's going to be some coaching decisions that he's going to have to make that Budenholzer, or whatever the hell his name is, will be better at doing than him. So it's going to come down to coaching because the talent is there both ways. Both teams are deep, all that, right? Like they're on a collision course. But you know it's going to be a coaching move here and there throughout that series that's going to switch the series. Budenholzer is going to make the decision better than Dude. Like, I'm just saying. I root for the brother. He's doing good. He's up for Coach of the Year. But we all know playoffs are different. I'm just saying.
Well,
but I got Milwaukee. I don't see anybody stopping Giannis, man. The Celtics' next stop is to win the chip. Like, they got there. Not only do they want to get back, complete the mission is winning the chip. But a healthy Milwaukee, it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. Yeah. Like, I'm just speaking to everybody healthy, by the way. Like, both teams healthy.
So the East is just a 2-team race, nobody else, right? No Philly, no Miami, no nobody. A 2-team race.
Miami is done. They need to tell Kyle Lowry just go to a nightclub and work as a bouncer.
Come on,
like, man. Your basketball day is over, brother. Like, you ain't no help. Like, that's over with. Philly could not beat Milwaukee or Boston, so let's stop there. Ain't nobody below them gonna just jump up and upset nobody. So that ain't gonna. No, it's Milwaukee and Boston. The West is more up for grabs than the East is.
Well, Lefty got something to say, so we're gonna give him his Lefty logic right here in the sanctuary. So, Lefty, let's get it in. Sean, let's get a Lefty logic going here, man. See what this man got to say.
Lefty's Logic.
Welcome to Lefty's Logic. I know it's been a minute, y'all. I've been bullshitting, but now I am back. We on site, on the scene. So, another day, and let me give credit to my boy Sly, because me and Sly had a conversation the other morning about this. After we watched Dame Dollar go for 71. Oh, shit. We watched Dame go for 71. He won a 3-point contest. He did all this. My question, and I want everybody to chime in and in the comments, and I'll let Kevin Ben get in on it too. He gets credit for staying in Portland. But is he literally wasting a waste? 32 years old. They clearly can't build a team around him. It's a small market. When are you going to demand to get out of there? And I put Bradley Beal in the same category. Is it that you're scared of the spotlight? Are you scared of the big stage? And it's easy to stay with these smaller market teams and just score your points and do your thing and everybody cheer you on. But when is the pressure of winning a chip gonna kick in? Because to me, when Dame retires, in 5 years, we're gonna be like, what's dude's name that was in Portland that could shoot from half court? We're gonna forget about it.
Come on.
We literally gonna be like, hey, what's fam name that could shoot it?
Come on.
Like Kevin Garnett said it a long time ago. He wished he was loyal to Minnesota, but after he went to Boston and was playing for chips, he wished he would have done it when he was a little younger. Dame is 32 years old. Yeah, it's great you're scoring 71. Y'all barely a playing team. That team has no chance. When are you going to get on the big stage with the spotlights? Because to me, Dame should be talked about in the same category with the Stephs. He's just as good, can shoot it just as well. I think he's one. Nobody talks about him in that because of where he's at. Steph is where he is because he got to the level winning championships. He's on the big stage. He's a spotlight guy. Portland don't even get on Channel 7 on Sunday nights. Like, no one wants to see Portland or cares about it. What is it that makes, all that loyalty shit out the window. And I know people get into this LeBron thing.
That's what Gandy is saying. Some people choose loyalty over chips.
Yeah, no, forget that. Because once again, unless you Charles Barkley on TNT, they're going to be like, what's dude's name? What's fam that used to do this? What was it? Number 3. Like, what's his name?
Come on, man. The man ain't going to fall off like that. But look, you know who needs to call him? Who needs to call him? Kevin Garnett. Wow. Kevin Garnett had to be forced out of Minnesota by McHale and Ainge. They did that. He wasn't ready to go.
That was
He didn't realize he should have left earlier until he got to Boston. But they had to shove him out. Like, bro, you've done all you can do. We appreciate you. Go get a ring somewhere, dog. You deserve to compete for championships.
So, Kev, not to cut you off, think about it. If Kevin Garnett would have finished his career in Minnesota instead of going to Boston and winning those chips, or winning a chip, and being on the spotlight on center stage every year, will we be talking about him in the same light that we do now?
You're right.
He was still a great player.
But
he only got one ring now. Don't act like he got 5 rings. He only got one.
He's one of the greatest power forwards ever.
Yeah.
Would he have been that if
he's still a great player? He's still a great player.
Would we be talking about him in the same way we talk about him now if he had stayed in Minnesota and just kept losing?
Yeah. Because here's what. He was still a great player, one of the best power forwards to ever do it. He still was that. See,
he'd have been the ball head dude, the skinny ball head dude that played in Minnesota. Wasn't nobody that
No, he wasn't. He was still a great player. I'm gonna tell you this. Patrick Ewing was a great player, right? You still know who that is, correct? Only thing he's missing is a ring.
But Ewing was in the spotlight. He was West Eastern Conference Finals. He went to a finals. He was on the center stage. His teams were expected to win, so his spotlight is different. Dame and Bradley Beal are just buried in these terrible situations that they don't want to demand out of. Why?
Hey man, they took the $200 million and ran with it. But Dame even said recently, I don't know if y'all heard Dame after the All-Star game. He said recently, like, people in today's age, it's all about rings. How many rings you got, right? But no one gets the credit for staying. He said this. No one is get the credit for staying loyal and staying with one team, right? He said this. So clearly his mind is that I'm loyal to my city, right? And all that. But it'll take somebody like Chauncey Billups, his coach, to say, Dame, we love you, but bruh, I don't want to see you go out like this. You've done everything you could do for Portland. Obviously, the organization, you ain't gonna attract no free agents. No one wants to come here, bro. Right. You deserve a chance to go compete for a ring, bro.
The man, like 32 years old. The man, 32 years
but
old.
He doesn't want to leave.
Well,
but he doesn't want to leave, so it got to be like a vet. Like I'm sure he respects Chauncey, a champion, right, bro? It's time, man. We ain't got to make it public. You tell me where you want to go.
I won't be in to answer this. Is it loyalty or is he scared of the big stage?
Oh, man.
It ain't no damn big stage.
I can't say he's scared of the big stage.
No.
But I'm like this, man. Do you want to go down as like somebody put in do you want to be Dominique? Do you want to be Barkley? Do you want to be Malone? Do you want to be in the butt of them jokes that they have on, a commercial where you in a room with all these legends, and then one person throw up his rings and you sitting there looking at them? Mm-hmm. Do you want to be that dude? But he played in one of the biggest markets. He was in New York.
Right.
It's time for Dame to do this in the big market.
He's 32, bro. How long you gonna stay there?
Yeah.
How long you gonna stay there?
A strong point,
bro. His mindset ain't on that, bro. His mindset ain't on that. I agree. I think he should get out of there. He deserves a chance to compete for a ring, but he doesn't. He don't have a mindset like, I ain't finna go team up with nobody. I got my own thing, because he saw Giannis do it. So he's under that mindset, right? Yeah. Remember, we all thought Giannis was gonna be out of there in a couple years too, right? But he won a ring.
Milwaukee surrounded Giannis with players.
And Giannis won at 20-some years old. They ain't 32.
32, man. It's time for you to go ahead and say, let me go ahead.
What are you going to do?
I don't want a trophy room and no ring. It's time.
Well, maybe his ultimate goal is not a ring.
His greatest accomplishment is going to be that 3-point contest he just won last week.
We got breaking news here. Sean just hit me with it. Your man has been suspended for 2 games. Suspended over for the Instagram. Brandishing a gun on Instagram, they suspended him. So it's about to get real for this cat.
Oh man, they own him. They own
It's
him.
about to get. Adam Silver said, "That's it.
They own him.
That's it."
Which means Memphis got a call from the commissioner. That's what happened with that. Memphis got a call from the commissioner. Hey, this is out of hand now. Now it's about our image, our league. That's what happened with that. Because the Grizzlies apparently don't let him do what he want to do.
From Newport Cigarettes. That's gonna be his only endorsement offer. Yeah.
Hey,
you just messed up your
money.
money.
I can see the commercial now.
Right, you got to pat. You got to hit the box. You got to pat the box.
Yeah.
I'm John Morant, and when I'm bored, I smoke Steves. Fuck him.
Hey.
And they may rethink that shoe deal. They took it away from Kyrie. Now you got to look at the big picture, brother.
Oh, Nike ain't gonna play with it. Nike don't want that image.
Yeah,
Nike do not want that image.
It could get real now, and we was just
they don't want that image.
Kev, you said Adam Silver needs to, make that call. Let's have this meeting. So he's gonna be away from the team, and during that time he's away from the team. Guess what? You flying to New York to have a meeting.
Oh, facts. Now does somebody in his camp, his daddy, somebody realize this is real and he needs to go in another direction? Now do somebody get it? More importantly, him. But let's say beyond him. Now does somebody in his camp say, hey, this is going down the wrong path, brother. This ain't what we vision. This ain't what we work for.
He literally blew it flashing a gun at a kid that makes $15 an hour. What are you doing? This dude worked at Foot Action or Foot Locker or some shit that you literally did. Like, that is the most ridiculous thing ever. These big name companies, these Fortune 500 companies are not dealing with that.
They ain't playing with you, brother.
They're not dealing with it for the sake of the show N-word shit. They're not dealing with it. And he's the, if I'm an ignorant N-word was a person, it's Ja. You're rich. You made it, fam. What are you doing?
Oh,
what are you doing?
This right here. And and the thing is, we just talked about things that could happen, and boom.
Just like that.
And just like that.
And it may go further because they're investigating, and if he's found to be true, he could be done for the rest of the year.
He could. They could make an example out of him.
Yeah.
Which lets me further know the commissioner said that's enough. Why is this dude's name keep? You know what? Let me call him. Either you handle it or I handle it.
Adam Silver is
that's exactly what happened.
And his secretary or his first person came into the office with the laptop and said, "Did you see this?"
Right. Exactly.
He's looking like,
or they pulled him off the practice floor. One of them happened.
Adam Silver said, "Get the owner on the phone right now.
Yeah.
Get him on the phone.
Yeah.
Either you handle this or I'll handle it."
And he handled it. But getting back to the dang thing we were talking about, I'm gonna use a perfect example. This is why I say, what is your heart coming to play? Russell Westbrook. When he was in the smaller markets, teams that wasn't that good, he was putting up numbers. He shined. As soon as he got to LA, everything got exposed. Right now, because he was on the spotlight. Now the lights on you, the big lights. This is the big time now. Like this where the big boys come hoop.
Yeah, but you know what?
Now look at where he's at. Is Dame and Bradley Beal scared of that?
No, I ain't. This ain't got nothing to do with no spotlight, bro. Russell Westbrook had extra pressure because now he was home, and you didn't put on the Clipper uniform. You put on the purple and gold. That's a whole nother expectation when you put on the purple and gold. Everybody knows that. So I don't think it has nothing to do. I don't think these guys are scared of the spotlight, because if you're a great player, you're a great player. So just because I play in New York or I choose to play in Washington, I'm Bradley Beal, right? So it doesn't matter what spotlight it is. I don't think people are scared of spotlights. I don't think that's it. They just
I think they
for
are.
Bradley Beal. I think he just took the money. They offered me $200 million. I took it. Dame then got $200 million contracts.
Are you saying some other team wouldn't offer them $200 million? Some other team
Bro,
would pay Dame $200 million for Bradley Beal. Really?
I don't think it has nothing to do with spotlights, man.
Well,
I don't think it has nothing to do with spotlight. I don't think that's the answer.
$200 million in Washington, $200 million in Portland. You can get that $200 million elsewhere. Now, is this chasing the bag at home and thinking that your front office is going to do what they're supposed to do to get people around you so you can get to the next level? Is this you had that much trust and faith?
Well, because he should want to leave Portland.
He could have raised his hand and said, "I want out." He could have did that 3 years ago and said, "Listen, get me out of here.
Facts.
Get me out of here." Then you got rid of my main man.
You got rid of CJ.
You got rid of CJ McCollum. Come on, man.
Well, that was when he got rid of CJ. That should have been a sign of rebuilding mode. And then you should be like, "Hey, dog, I ain't finna stay here for this. Give me a body." But he stayed anyway.
Yeah, but
Bradley Beal took $200 million to stay in Washington.
People like LeBron and Durant get crucified for not wanting to stay in a situation where they wasn't going to be championships. Do you want to be Bernard King or Larry Bird? Which category you want to be talked about in? Like, who do you want to be? Like, nobody even remember Bernard King. Nobody remember Bernard King until Dominique brought him up the other day on the damn podcast.
Come out. Hold on. Bucks just got even stronger by signing Dragic to 2 years.
That happened last night, actually.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But
yeah, come on, man. Come on. This is what we're talking about.
So now they're even deeper.
Do you want to stay in situations to where, like, because these owners, like, people going to come see Dame and Bill. They're going to fill the stands. LeBron took a stand where, look, y'all not finna milk me with the stands and mess up my legacy. So why are these guys okay with just staying where they at when you got the Durants and people like that demanding out when they're free agents, they're going somewhere where they can win. And they're demanding to win. They're being in positions to win.
The ring may not be as important to us as it is, or to him as it is to us. Like, you got to think of it. Maybe it's not. Maybe he wants his own legacy. I'm the greatest Portland player ever. Like, I don't know.
Nobody took a chance on Dame, but Weber State did. Where's Weber State at? So now he's being loyal to the state of Portland because they showed him love since he was at Weber State.
First of all, nobody cares about Oregon, the state of Oregon.
Nobody does, but to him,
ain't nothing important but Nike headquarters. Nothing. Nothing.
I want to go. I do.
I bet it ain't shit to do. It's nothing.
My brother as go to night compound.
Now, as athletes, that's tough to say that you don't care about championships. But maybe in his mind, it ain't what's most important. He comfortable. I'm all in the community. I'm the man. I'm allowed to go down as the greatest Portland player ever. Like, that's all I care about.
As a
Bro,
player,
I'm just saying, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
That's in the top 10 as far as players in the league that don't care about the chip. Now, if you just happy to be
does it seem like he care about the chip?
I get it.
Right.
Ain't no way you can say Dame don't care about that ring.
Do you all agree?
Well, I can't tell.
Do you all agree if Dame would have been playing for championships, that we would be talking about him in the same category as Steph? Like, Think about it. Dame, Dame can shoot it. Dame can shoot it. Dame can do it all. Dame ain't never been in trouble. He's a ideal athlete. He don't get in no trouble, nothing like that. If he had been, the way he plays the game, the way he shoots the game, the way we talk about Steph Curry, we wouldn't be talking about Steph if Golden State didn't go on the run they went on. Would we be talking about Dame in that same category had he not be buried in Portland and losing?
You got a point.
Think about it.
You got a point.
To me, Dame is just as good as Steph.
But we still talking about Dame, though. We ain't stopped talking about the man because he's important. That's his choice that he don't want to go chase rings or whatever. That's his choice.
What talking about him is he dropped 71 and he had to get drug tested as soon as he got to the locker room. They didn't even give the man a chance to relish in his 71. As soon as he came in, dude had the needle like,
right.
Come on over here, bro.
And I don't understand that. Why do I need to? So I had a hot shooting night. You gonna drug test me?
Hey, listen.
Like, what is that about?
5 years.
That's another thing.
What's fam name that played for Portland? That's what it's gonna be. 5 years.
Next week we will bring that to the light because I'm gonna look up all the players that have had these big games like Kobe, Jordan. You know, so there's some other players that have had.
Donovan Mitchell said he got drug tested.
They drug tested certain players.
Donovan Mitchell.
Certain players get a drug test, and soon as they talking on the mic, and they walk down the tunnel, that dude like, hey, come in this room for a minute. You get a chance to go in the locker room and pound up your friends.
Why you drug testing me? Because I had a hot night shooting the basketball. What do you think got into me that I'm shooting the ball?
Do you want to be George Gervin or Dr. J? Which one? Which one you want to be? Do you want to play?
Bro, the man, it ain't important to him, man. It ain't. Hey, we can't get in nobody else's mind. If he really wanted to get out there and win a ring, he would. He don't.
Hey,
like that's note, I mean, I wouldn't do it. I would want to at least win before my career's over. But he don't care apparently.
Hey, kid. On another note, the Memphis next 3 games: Clippers, Lakers, Warriors.
He only missed 2 games.
That's Memphis. He's away from the team, so this could be longer than that. And your next 3 games are against perennial teams in the West. Oh, hold on. So you got them with the Clippers on Sunday night. You got the Lakers on Tuesday night. You got the Warriors on Thursday night. You got the Mavs on Saturday. And then it's a back-to-back with the Mavs. Come on, man. Dude, you really screwing your team right now.
Maybe he'll get it, bro. I don't feel sorry for him.
Ain't nothing in Memphis but 3-6 Mafia and Jerry the King Law. That's it.
And Bill Street, but that's neither here nor there. But look, I don't feel sorry for him at all, bro. Maybe this is the wake-up call you needed. Maybe when you disappoint the team, you realize you're going down the wrong path. Maybe when people now can't see you play and your daughter asks you, ain't y'all got a game tonight? Right? Maybe you'll get it. So I don't feel sorry for him at all.
Hey,
you better hope it don't go no further.
They need to drug test Nolan Smith for running a 4.3 at the combine as a lineman.
Right. Definitely drug test this man.
I'm just saying, dude, it's just ridiculous out here.
Yeah.
Man, we got a couple minutes left in the show, man. Hey, Lefty, thanks for coming to the sanctuary with me, bro.
For sure, man.
I'll be there next week.
Yeah. Allegedly, we don't know where Kev is at, but
I'll be there next week.
At least he ain't in the closet like he was a couple of shows ago.
Where's Kevin?
So I'm in the closet with a window, huh?
If somebody can answer that, I'll buy you a cigar next time I see you at the shop.
Somebody said he in the lobby at the Roberts Motel on King Drive.
You're gonna figure out every week where's Kevin.
We offer to cigars to whoever can figure it out.
I'll be live next week though. We're gonna do it.
Allegedly, next week we probably will be at Eduardo Lamone's
back at the shop,
Richton Park. So if anybody want to come out and be part of the show with us, man, appreciate the love. Y'all make sure y'all come on out, man, because we be having a ball on set. And 9 times out of 10, day drinking ain't for the weak because it kicks in right after the show.
Shout out to Baby Fella, TY, all day, baby.
So we gets it in, man. And I mean, we're going to bring back more stories, especially with this John Morant thing, the drug testing that's going on in the NBA, man, because is anybody drug testing Jokic when he dropping all these triple doubles where he got 40, 15, and 10? I mean,
you typically don't drug test somebody who run a 5.3 and a 40. Like he's just slow and not athletic. Yeah, why would you drug test?
He's slower than Chad Powell.
I don't understand why you drug testing. I just had a good shooting night. What you drug testing me for, bro? What do you think has gotten into me to make me shoot like that?
Meanwhile, in the 80s, they were smoking squares and doing coke at halftime in the locker room.
Right.
And now you drug testing people.
Those are facts. Those are facts.
Come on, man.
and Kev boy LT. That's neither here nor there.
Hey, yeah, right. Watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth.
He was under Lamar Onak.
He showed up on Sundays, though. He showed up on Sundays, though.
Hey, listen,
the
bunny ranch is where it goes down.
You already know.
You got to be out your mind to do drugs and sex where you got to get an ambulance to come revive you. Come on, man.
That's called a great night. That's called a great night.
You went in there and went in.
Man, ain't no way when he woke up, he just woke up smiling like, because they was like clear. He woke up like,
to most of us, that's a dream scenario.
The Bunny Ranch, baby.
Yeah, give me your party shots, man.
Yo, hey, appreciate the love, everybody, for tuning in, commenting, man, every Saturday. Appreciate it. Trying to do more live on locations. I'm not there today, but I will be next week. Trying to do the on locations. Hey, look out. We're going to finalize it. But March Madness weekend, live on site. You all are welcome to come out, talk a little NCAA. Tournament starts that weekend, basically that Thursday, but come on out and kick it with us. We're going to be live on location, trying to hook it up now.
Listen, Lefty, tell them about Blackout.
It's coming. It's coming. March 17th. You all have never done a blackout with us, man. It's an amazing time. It was actually one of the first adult hooky days ever in the cigar world. And we've been doing it for years. It's always a great time. It's an award to whoever passed out before noon because it starts at 10 a.m. and it's literally all day, man. We do shots. We have a great time. We watch games. We gamble. We just have a great time. Make sure you're there this year. It's been growing every year. I want to see some newbies this year. I want to see a couple of newbies at the blackout. Right. So, man, come out, hang out with us March 17th, and just shout out, man, to the SmokeFellas. They like we do so much, like big things. Y'all know Costa Rica in October. Still time to sign up. You got the July 31st or until all the rooms are sold out. Single rooms are already sold out for the event. 5 days of nothing but foolery. Come out and hang out with the fellas, man. And happy birthday to my brother, Patrick Gould, man. PG, love you, bro. You know, happy B-Day. We had a great time last night, but today is his actual birthday. So wanted to give him that. And, man, to all y'all, man, thank y'all for following us. Thank y'all for keeping up with us, comments, joking with us, having a great time. Peace out.
Hey, y'all know what I say. Where there's smoke,
there's the
fellas.
And Billy D. And our producer, the Superback, Sean. Yo, man, we will check y'all out next week, man. Like I said, we be at Eduardo Lamone's, man. If y'all want to come out, man, that'll probably start the day drinking, and it just gets bananas from that point, and we just have a good time. But the blackout, if you show up the blackout after 10 o'clock, coming in the door, you get a shot. That's the way we do it. And, you know, baby, turnovers, block shots go around the deck.
Miss free throws, you know, we come up with something. 3 points,
we coming up with stuff all day long to take shots, man. We get it in, so it's an all-day affair. So make sure y'all come out with us, man, because we have a ball. On that, Sean, take us on out of here.
Peace.